Hey, welcome in everyone to the Game or Die Show. My name is Ryan Moore, and oh boy, it's been a week. We had a massive power outage for almost a week straight. So last time I played any video games on stream was like over a week ago, and I just got in the studio for the first time in over a week this evening. So hopefully everything works out well, but we're going to just play a little bit of a world of Keflings. And what this game does is actually really cool. They actually released a update for this entire year. Every week there is a new challenge. Unfortunately, with the power outage, I was not able to stream last week's challenge. I had to get it done literally like at the 11th hour before it moved over to this week's challenge. So I was able to get it under the wire and get that done, but unfortunately I was not able to stream it. However, we're going to play some games tonight. It is cold. It is chilly. I have no idea how long this stream is going to last. It might be a very short one. Who knows? But let's at least play a little bit, shall we? So let's go ahead and get started with A World of Keflings. And I am, oh boy, cold. So I'm going to turn that down. There we go. And we're just going to play a little bit. I'm going to put my gloves on because holding this controller, it's cold. That's how cold it is out here. We are in the 20s, I believe, or maybe teens in degrees right now, so it's cold. All right, so we're going to load up. And we have been playing for about a little over 5 hours on this save. Yeah, what's up, Shadow Wizard? How are you doing? Welcome in, buddy. Good to be back on camera yet again. Yay, what's up, Nevin? How are you doing? Welcome in. Too many resources, new piles will be something, something, something. All right, so here is our Rockstar. Let's see what he's got for this week's challenge. Sheeple Mover. Let me give you a little tip from one rock star to another. You know you've made it when your fans love you unconditionally. Even if you have a crazy explosive breakdown. I've had those. Fan base intelligence rating 42 out of 100. He's just jealous, man. Now go and scare at least 15 Keflings. And we'll see how loyal these Keflings really are. Okay, so we need to scare them. I know you can kick them like that, but I don't know how to scare. I think you got to use an emote. And I don't remember. There we go. Okay, so we don't have a lot of the emotes unlocked, and I don't know why. I've beat this game, and I have not unlocked all the emotes. So maybe we do this. Yeah, 4. We're already scared. So we just go down and do this. 10. Nope. That didn't do any. Rah! Here, let's level that dude up. 11. Oh, we got a couple over here. Level 2, level 2. Ah, 13 scared. What about this guy? No? I wonder if they're transporter ones, they can't get scared. Because they're like working, right? Yeah, they're working. That's kind of weird. 641 logs right there. Ooh, boy. Okay. Let's do there, 14. All right, one more. This guy. Ah, 15. There you go. You've had your first celebrity meltdown. Chance of starring in your own reality TV show increasing exponentially. Even though you scared them, they still love you. Now call them together. Wave to at least 10 of them just to be sure. Why is it telling me to go all the way up over here? Hi. Hi. No, wrong one. This one's a little bit difficult. Am I supposed to, like, lock onto any of them? I'm waving to everyone, man. Oh, I wonder if, yeah. That's wave, right? Nope, don't want to do that. Wave to 10 Keflings. I'm waving to everyone, man. They just all seem very, very busy. It's not getting anyone. Strange. That is weird. I mean, maybe that's not the right one? Yeah. That's not it. So in the last one, we had these rows that we needed to do a bunch of sculptures and a bunch of tulips, like flowers, and that was kind of it. Man, that's a lot of rocks. That's a lot of rocks. Here, let's see if we can take this guy really quick. Man, it is not letting me wave to anyone. I'm waving to as many people as I possibly can. I've never been into the emote stuff anyways. Why am I doing the Michael Jackson dance? I mean, that's kind of cool. Smooth Criminal and all that. Thriller. Plunger. Oh, weird. A Mario one? I get it, Plunger. Here we go. Huh. You know what? Let's save. Let's create a new save. Let's go to the main menu. And then load back in. Maybe there's just some weird glitch there. No? Okay. So let's just see this again. Wave to 10 Keflings. Wave to at least 10 of them, just to be sure. Oh, call them all together. How do we do that? I don't know how to do that. You can call all Keflings, even busy ones, with an emote. Yeah, I don't have that emote. I don't know how to do that. I don't have the call all emote. And I don't know how to unlock it either. I wonder if it's glitched. I'll be really upset if it's glitched. What are these ladies doing? Okay, there we go. So if they're not busy, it kind of sucks. Okay, there we go. Here we go. See, mate, they love you. Though that might just be because they're completely terrified of you. Error, love, equals fear. Initiating codependent subroutine. Yin Yang Dog. Okay. Let me give you one little tip from one Rockstar to another. You know you made it when your fans love you unconditionally. Oh, we already did this. Okay, so that was it. That was the quest, and we've got another dock. So let's get that guy. And then we've got a bunch of people kind of not really doing anything. So let's have them take logs. I'm gonna need to pop his head off. There we go. Have him transfer there. There we go. And then we should take her. She's not really doing anything. And then have her take these gems. Over here. Here. There we go. So they'll get some gems. That's nice. Let's grab these. Kind of do some cleanup here and then build a dock. We kind of got a stockpile of stuff going on. Ooh, 800 and something gems. Yeah, nice. Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't want to overload it too much. I don't want to have one Kefling just do this because they'll run out of everything very quickly. What do I think of it's the worst Nintendo controller? The 64 and GameCube. I don't like the GameCube controller at all. I think it's a terrible controller. But honestly, the Nintendo 64 was just a terrible design. It's not a bad controller per se, and same thing with the GameCube. I don't think they're bad controllers themselves. I think they're terribly designed. And honestly, with the GameCube stuff, it's mostly just the fact that it's uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable to hold controller. Button placement is all over the place, and then obviously with the 64, like, just I don't know what they were smoking when they designed the Nintendo 64 with the 3 prongs. Ridiculous. The Wii controller was totally okay. I think the Wii remote was mostly just the fact that it had so few little buttons. It worked or relied way too much on the accelerometer and the gyroscope on it, that's where so many games, you know, all the shovelware was just waggle, you know, like shake this thing. And I don't want to do that. That's dumb. It's not enjoyable to just shake a controller whenever you need to do something that could have just been with a button press. I think things like with Skyward Sword, where they allowed you to swing in different directions, I thought that was novel, but again, go back to that now and it's annoying. Like, it's just one of those mechanics that sounds cool on paper, but when you actually put it into practice, it's really not fun for more than, you know, a handful of minutes. Here, you transfer this over there. Bam. Again, not like the worst controller in the world, but just unenjoyable after a few minutes of playtime with it. Man, it's getting cold. It is. I think it might be a little too cold to maybe stream at night, but hopefully we're supposed to get into like the high 30s So it will be less than freezing temperatures tomorrow. And that will be good because that will melt the ice. And that's kind of what we need right now. Oh boy. It is just so stinking cold. Where am I going with this? We need to go to the moon. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't even... I honestly forget that the Joy-Cons even detach. I literally have never used them. They're just too small. They're made for tiny baby children hands. And I'm an adult man that will never, ever, ever, ever in my entire life, like this garbage right here. It's the Switch 2 like little thing where you detach it and make it a mini controller. Like, I'll never use this. This is a piece of junk. And I've never detached the Joy-Cons on the original Switch. I'll never detach the Joy-Cons on the Switch 2. Pro controller, and it literally should just have a Pro controller. Again, Nintendo sucks at making controllers. Like, every bad controller I've ever used was always a Nintendo controller. And it's, again, because of the design. It's just a terribly designed controller. It's uncomfortable for any normal man. I could totally see that. The response time being very good. I could see that. I'll never ever know about it because I'll never use it. Yeah, the buttons themselves are tiny. Just ridiculously small. The 360 controller is a wonderfully designed controller. I will say, I think the Xbox One Series Elite, whatever, the Elite Series 2 is the best controller I've ever had and will ever own. And again, that comes down to the materials that they use, how weighted it is, how heavy it is, the extra little buttons, the little pads or paddles on the bottom. Really, really super helpful and useful. Honestly, this is the best controller I've ever used. The only thing it needs is an accelerometer for emulating, Wii games and things like that. That would be the only reason that they should ever make a new one with that upgrade. That would be fantastic. I would love that so much. How are we doing on the lumber mill? 895? Yeah, 900 planks. Love it. Let's get rid of these rocks. And we'll kind of just throw in some metal here. Oh, this idiot. That's who's doing that. Here, you do that. Oh, it forces you to? Oh, that does suck. Yeah, that would bug the crap out of me if I had to use the Joy-Cons. Okay, you. Mine. They're right there. You can mine there. Yeah, Nintendo, man, they just go against everyone all the time. And a lot of people go, oh, that's cute. And yeah, it was 20 years ago when they were really focused on like doing something new, like with a Wii and things like that. But 20 years later, the whole it's cute thing is like run its course for me. I'm just tired of them just bucking the system because that's what they do. It's just annoying to me, Mario Party 6, is that the one with the microphone? I can't remember if that's the one on the with a microphone or not. That was with the GameCube. It was one of the GameCube ones with the microphone. I can't remember if it was 4, 5, or 6. because Mario Party 1, 2, and 3 were on the 64. 4, 5, and 6 were on the GameCube. 7, 8, 9, 20, 412 on the Wii. That's kind of when, the GameCube ones were kind of where I stopped playing the Mario Party games until one of the Wii games, I think it was 2010 or 2011's Mario Party on the Wii. I played that at the store a lot. My girlfriend at the time was like super into it, so we played that a lot at the store. And I thought that was fun too. Again, the novelty of some of that stuff is cool. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. But when it comes to game preservation and emulation, it's a real big pain in the butt, and it's a huge issue with Nintendo stuff. Because this is the thing with Nintendo is they're always concerned about the present. They're never concerned about long term. And when you're dealing with art and things like that, that's fine, I guess, because that's kind of your thing. But also at the same time, it's like games are also a product. Yes, they're art, but they're also a product. And if you can't make your product available long term, like that's a really short-sighted thing. The Mario parties for the 64, I think, when you learn how random it is, like, and I hate board games. I despise board games. Mario Party always loses its luster for me within the first 15 minutes. Like, you get a handful of mini games under your belt, you go around the board once, and then I lose literal all interest for the next several years. So I'm the worst person to play Mario Party with, because I will just go, I'm bored, can we stop playing? Please stop. Can we please stop? Please stop, let me go home. But that's just me with board games in general. I hate board games. Okay, so we got 276 there, 99 there, 36 there. I guess we could take these rocks and get some metal out of them. I feel like Nintendo is just too precious with their stuff. They're always trying to do something different. They're always trying to be, the thing for everyone. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Take a look at Donkey Kong Bonanza, dude. That game is fantastic. Last year was so weird for me, too. I really do think if I spent more time with Bonanza and I didn't have the issue I did with the very end of the game, and I was able to spend more time, 100%ing that game, I think it would have been higher on my list for Game of the Year. I think Bonanza is probably one of the best Nintendo games besides the Zelda series, probably in the last 20 years. I think that is a phenomenal game. What am I doing? This is the wood. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it works out really well for them, just trying to be different and trying to do their own thing. But then some other times, man, it's just a flop. Man. I would love to see Nintendo focus more on, I don't want to say graphical power, because we all know that's kind of like a sinking ship. Like, if you just focus on graphical power, it's not impressive anymore, right? So what do? You focus on creativity, and, that kind of comes with the Nintendo territory, too. You focus on creativity, and you get weird controller schemes and very gimmicky things and ideas. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Dude, that music and the final stuff, like I said in my review, dude, some of that was like one of the coolest experiences in all of gaming for me. In nearly 40 years of playing video games and watching like that whole, you know, drill or whatever star thing going up through the cores, and then King K. Rool showing up, fan-freaking-tastic. One of the coolest experiences ever. But then it just kept going and just ruined the enjoyment. It was just like, dude, you had it. You had me. I was ready to give Game of the Year to that game. You know, in that moment, I was like, dude, this is perfect. This is like a near perfect game. And then just ruined it for me. But I've talked to a lot of people who loved it. They said that was their favorite part of the game, was the ending and how long it was. And I went, okay. You can have your opinion. Yeah. Yeah, that final layer, man. But they subverted your expectations. They really did a good job of making you feel like, oh, this is this, you know, new bad guy and all this, and then ends up totally not the case. Man, that game was so freaking good. What a fantastic game. Out of all the games that I played on the Switch 2 last year, that was definitely the best one for sure. However, I still had more fun, or not more fun. I still really enjoyed Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. Hyrule Warriors is just one of those games, again, that just adds so much extra to the layers of the Zelda series. What's up, Nightmare? How are you doing? Welcome in. Let's get these out of the way and figure out what we're going to do with that guy. This guy. Good. Keep adding upcoming games to your like list of wanna buy. Man, so we had a massive power outage for the last week. I don't know if you guys heard or not or saw in the Discord, but we've been out of power for a week, and we finally got power restored today. And holy crap, that was a terrible week. It was an unbelievably terrible week. But I started playing a game that just came out called Karen. Cairn. And Karen is basically like this mountain climbing game. Like you climb a mountain, and it is really, really fun. Really enjoyable. Ooh, what's this? Hold on. Theories about Donkey Kong Bonanza being a prequel to the Mario Odyssey. What are my thoughts on that? I mean, the only issue that I would have with that would be I don't feel like the connected universe stuff hits really hard anymore, because everyone kept doing it for the last decade and a half. Like the last 15 years, every company is trying to do some weird connected universe. And honestly, like, especially with Nintendo, I don't think they need it, and I don't think it works very well. Like, look at Mario Kart. Mario Kart was just Nintendo, or was just Mario, and then they started expanding it, and you got like Animal Crossing and Zelda in Mario Kart. It's like the Splatoon gang is driving carts, like it just it feels it cheapens, it waters down the characters and the experience and that world. So I'm not a big fan of that type of stuff. I think if it's done right, yeah, I could be down for it, but very rarely does it feel earned or necessary. If they're starting out with it, cool. If they went, oh, you know what? We could just say this is connected and then make a third game that where Mario and Donkey Kong show up. Like, honestly, I think the Donkey Kong Bonanza and tying it into the Donkey Kong Country world with like Cranky Kong and Dixie and Diddy and all that, I think that was perfect. Like, it felt earned, it felt warranted, but the game had its own sense of self, right? And when you start like adding in all these extra external sources and universes and trying to make them connected, it just loses their own self-worth. Like, oh, this is just another character designed to be in this game. And it just kind of waters down the experience. That's how I feel about it. Oh yeah, the Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers, I've never really been a big Smash Brothers fan. The first one I loved. I think the first is probably my favorite. It is my favorite for sure. Because it just felt like a weird Nintendo awkward, like, let's just put all these characters we have in a fighting game. Like, okay, yeah, that sounds great. But then, like, it became this weird thing, dude, and, like, the fighting game community just ruins everything. Like, I despise fighting game communities. Mostly because, like, with every community nowadays, you know, on the internet, they just go hyper and they ruin it for everyone. So I'm just not a fan. But that first one, dude, I was in high school when the Smash Brothers 1 commercial with the turtles so happy together came out, and that was the funniest video game commercial ever, dude. Video game commercials used to be the best. They were hilarious, they were fun, they were just crazy, and it made you want to buy the game. But now we just kind of don't have that, and it sucks. But again, I haven't watched TV in like 20 years plus. So commercials, like, whatever. Yeah, Smash Brothers is definitely a button masher type of game for me too. And I've never been a multiplayer type of guy. You know, I never had anyone to play multiplayer with. And I've told this story quite often on the streams, so I'll kind of keep it short. But my best friend, he would be the guy that I would play video games with. But he had a brother, and so, like, I would see him, like, once or twice a week, you know, to go over to his house, or he would come over to my house and play games together. But with a lot of multiplayer games, I would want to play multiplayer games with him because I had no one during the week to play with, because my sister was a girl and way younger than I was, so we never really played games together. And my best friend, he was like, oh, I've already played the crap out of that game with my brother all week long. I'm bored of it. I don't want to play that. And so every time we would get together, it would be like, cool, I've never played this game. I would love to play it, but I guess you're tired and bored of it, so cool. And that's kind of how a lot of our friendship was. It would just be this constant, oh yeah, I already played that during the week, sorry. Oh, okay. I guess I'll never play multiplayer games ever. It's just why I was never drawn to them. Okay, so I think we've cleaned up a lot here. We got a lot of logs there. Got some rocks there. Some rocks here. Piles here. Got everyone kind of doing their own thing, so that's nice. Here, let's see if we can build those blueprints. Dog. It said we could build a dock, but it's not showing up. Ancient monsters, purge, glass trader, wizard lair, airship. Gatehouse, Hunter, That's weird. Unless... Let's see. No, because we would need a... blueprint. We don't have any dock blueprints. Glass trader, metal trader. How much metal do we have? 247. Glass 52. Okay. I don't want to do that. Ooh, that's a lot of logs. That's a lot of logs! But yeah, the Super Smash Brothers stuff, I just was never into other than the first game. Melee, Brawl, New, Ultimate. I never even played Ultimate. I think I played New Super Smash Brothers at E3 before it came out a couple times, and then I went over to one of my friend's house. They were having some like 4th of July party when New Smash Brothers came out, which is the worst. Never title your game The New Blank. Because immediately, as soon as the next game in the series comes out, it's no longer the new one. So it's just a bad title. It's always it will always be confusing. Because what happens when the new Super Smash Brothers comes out in like 5 years from now? Which I don't think they should do. I honestly don't. I think Smash Brothers should be done for at least 15 years. Maybe 10. Maybe 10. But they've already kind of gone for a while because what was it, 2019 when Smash Brothers Ultimate came out? But they kept doing all the DLC, you know. That game like lives on because of the DLC. Let's get rid of these rocks. It's not that much. I don't know. I'm just never been a fan of let's drag this stuff out over and over and over and just keep creating the same thing. Like, you guys can just let things be for a while, right? But it's a franchise, dude, and people love the Smash Brothers series. But I don't know what I would want to see Nintendo do next because, you know, Bonanza was kind of that game that really just went, oh, you're doing this. Okay, that's cool. I don't know what I would want to see next from Nintendo in that same vein of here's a game from a franchise that totally is different than what you think a new game in that series would be. No one thought Donkey Kong Bonanza was going to be amazing. I wasn't even going to get it, and then I watched it and I went, you know what, that terraforming is kind of cool. That's kind of cool. And unfortunately, just because of the way the last several months have been, in the last couple of months too, especially, I didn't even play Metroid Prime 4, which unfortunately I've heard really bad things about, like just really bad things. So I will get it at some point, but at this, I'm not rushing out to play it. Just unnecessary. I'll get to it when I get to it. I'd rather finish. We were in the middle of Metroid Prime 2, and unfortunately, my stupid game save got corrupted, and then I just had to start over, and I just didn't want to. I wasn't feeling it. So maybe I'll do it at some point, but who knows when. Okay, so I've kind of done everything for the challenge this week. We've cleaned up a lot. we've got a lot of... Here, let's get this guy over here doing this stuff. I want you start on this. There you go. Will these take crystals? Okay. They need to be gems, right? But I think I'm pretty good. Got a lot of rock miners, man. I've got a couple that I don't have doing anything, so let's... Oh my gosh, 5,000 something? Okay, I'm just gonna have him do that. Are there any others? I think he does wool. Yeah, I think all my Keflings are kind of doing their thing. Gotta say, man, this music is so good. Unfortunately, there's just not a whole lot to this land. It's a very small map, and I've kind of exhausted everything. Like, I have way too many Keflings. And there's not enough infinite resources, except for the rocks. The rocks have infinite resource. But I have enough forever. Like, I will never need any more resources. And I really just kind of want to, like, what am I going to do with all this stuff? Let's get these rocks. And then next week, you know, we'll have another thing. We'll get it done. I was going to do a secondary part to this stream. I have an idea in place for when we finish the weekly challenges, because I've been told that the weekly challenges sometimes are going to be a little bit shorter in certain weeks, and sometimes they're going to be a little bit longer, and we've kind of clearly just gone above and beyond with this game. So what I'm thinking is, when we kind of hit our peak and we don't have anything else to do in this game, instead of just stopping the stream, we'll play something else. However, because of what happened this week with no power, and because it's so stinking cold in the studio, I don't think I'm going to do that this week. But next Sunday, God willing, we're not going to be as cold. We're not going to be freezing to death in here. I think what we'll do is we'll do Keflings Rockstar Challenge, and then when we're done, we'll jump into Keflings VR, which is called A Handful of Keflings, which I think is an awesome title. So I think that'll be really, really fun. It's so hot there. I'm jealous. Not gonna lie. I normally hate the heat. I hate the heat. I love the snow. I love winter. But when you have no power and no heat for a week straight, and you're freezing to death, and you're literally afraid your animals are going to die because it's sub-freezing temperatures, you kind of just want to have a little bit of warmth in your life. And so that's kind of where I am right now, is like, just with everything that happened, I just really, really want to have a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of warmth, kind of get back to normal. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. So I'm jealous of the hot, hot sun right now. But I think that's going to do it for Keflings. That was fun. I am kind of bummed. I'm not going to lie. I'm bummed that the challenge is a little bit short. this week. It was really just scare 10 or 15 Keflings, wave to 15 Keflings or 10. And that's kind of how it was. But, like I said, kind of was made aware that some of the weeks are going to be a little bit lighter, and that's okay. I will make sure that hopefully, as long as everything goes according to plan and we don't lose power for another week, then next week we'll do the Rockstar Challenge, and then we'll jump into and start Keflings VR, or a handful of Keflings. And so we'll do a little VR streaming. I'm bummed because we started Subnautica in VR last week too. That was really fun. A whole Subnautica stream. And then unfortunately just didn't have power for the next week. So couldn't really continue on with that. Tomorrow is Monday. Monday is going to be a little bit of a longer day, but I think the temperature is going to rise a little bit. So hopefully I will be able to stream tomorrow night. That's the plan anyways. If not, maybe I can record the podcast, because I actually have been playing some video games. During the time that we had no power, I was able to at least play a little bit on Steam. Was the handheld, the Steam Deck. Fable 1. I haven't played Fable 1 since it came out in 2004. And my wife and I played it together, and that was really, really fun. So I'll talk about that on the podcast when I am able to record it, hopefully this week sometime. And yeah, so that'll be it. Shorter stream tonight, but all things considered, I'm happy that I was able to. It was really fun. So I hope everyone has a great rest of your night. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you guys for more fun and games very soon. All right. Nightmare, Shadow Wizard, thank you guys for keeping me company. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you guys later.